Hello, welcome to NGS Super's STEM Week discussions. As the Chief Investment Officer of NGS Super, I'm educated in finance with decades of experience as an investment professional. I'm here today to discuss the ways NGS integrates science, technology, engineering and maths into our investment portfolios. And to kick things off today, I'm joined by Muhammad Deron. Welcome, Muhammad.
Thank you, Ram.
The topic of our discussion today is going to touch on carbon, biodiversity and natural capital. We're going to talk about how a superannuation fund incorporates STEM subjects to make investment decisions. So with that, Muhammad, could you tell us a little bit about your role at NGS and how your background helps you in these research areas around carbon, biodiversity and natural capital?
In terms of my role, it sits within the portfolio construction and quantitative research team. Our focus is mainly to build portfolios for specific investment targets over the long, medium and short terms. Our team is also responsible for foreign currency risk management and running a commodity portfolio. Commodities are basically raw materials such as gold and silver. During high school, my favorite subjects beside math were economics, political science and business studies. I was always interested in how the economy works. I went to university and studied a bachelor's degree in oil and gas engineering. I then completed another engineering master's in research at USW and finally another master's degree in finance at UCID. As I grew older, I started learning the basics of investing and wiped out a few hypothetical portfolios along the way. So carbon sequestration is the process of capturing and storing carbon dioxide so it doesn't go into the atmosphere and cause harm. So for my master of research, I chose to study carbon storage and geological formations, which is parts of the earth that have already had all the oil and gas removed from them. And I was involved in testing lots of different engineering designs on how to inject carbon underground. We ran simulations to test different methods of storing carbon to reduce the amount of carbon that would be leaked back to the surface. And we also look at how much money would the whole process cost. This gave me a good understanding of how important it is for the planet to store carbon. Also, beside that, the challenges, mainly technical and economic, which is also involved with it. When NGS set the 2030 carbon neutral target, I got involved in the research around how we can reduce the impact on the planet from investments. I was excited for the opportunity to apply my knowledge basically across engineering and finance. In terms of investments, 2030 is right around the corner. So it's not enough for NGS to only choose investments that didn't do more damage to the planet or emit more carbon dioxide. We also need investments that would help reverse the effect of climate change, which is basically through carbon sequestration. Climate change is caused by excessive carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. This is why my research in carbon capture and storage is perfect for this project. However, as my research showed, these projects, like CCS projects, still cost too much money at this point in time. Why I'm mentioning this, because it's our job to invest members' retirement savings so they have money to live on after they stop working. This is why we need to find a different way. But lucky for us, the planet already actually has one. So our planet has inbuilt CCS systems or technologies, which is basically trees. So plants play a big role because they turn carbon dioxide from the air into oxygen. This is a new emerging area for superannuation funds to invest in, which is called natural capital. This can include growing new trees or looking at preserving current forests. Now remember, we still need to be generating money for members to use after they stop working. So these trees need to generate an investment return. And how can you generate an investment return on that? This is why they have created carbon and biodiversity credits. So by growing these trees and putting money in these investments, we can earn carbon credits and then sell them, or part of these carbon credits we can use to offset our own portfolio also. This way, it would help us to make money while working towards a cleaner environment.
So could you explain to us a little bit more about these three areas? So carbon, natural capital, biodiversity. And could you talk to us a little bit about why the science is important from an investment perspective?
So humans are pushing the earth to its limits. Plants and animals are becoming extinct. Chemicals and plastics are polluting our oceans. We are also losing trees and there is too much CO2 in our atmosphere. If we keep pushing these limits, we will cause irreversible damage to our environment. This is why it is so important for investors to understand the science around these issues. They can then use this knowledge to make decisions that hopefully will help our planet. So as investors, we need to be able to estimate the risk of how our investments will be impacted by climate change. In terms of the science around climate change, there is a financial aspect to it, which we need to understand very well. A good example is fossil fuels. If governments act quickly to reduce climate change, which what we hope will happen, then assets or companies which are heavily exposed to fossil fuels are likely to be negatively impacted. Another example, if we make an investment in an area where climate change is causing sea levels to rise, for example, if you own property near coastlines, then this investment could be a bit risky because the value of that property can be impaired. But there are positive examples too. It's not all doom and gloom. If companies create products that help our planet, they have the potential to be a good investment. So you can see the common factor here across these examples. Investors need to understand the science of climate change when they make financial decisions.
What you've shared with us is you've combined your background in engineering and finance to really apply that to finding solutions, both to help and from an environmental perspective, but also meet these financial outcomes. Could you tell us a little bit more about your research and what you've uncovered?
My education in economics and engineering has helped me gain a better understanding of both subjects and how they relate to each other. Since the Industrial Revolution, humans have treated our planet like a garbage bin. But our planet is living and breathing, and we need to take care of it. To live in a sustainable way, we must put a price on natural resources so they can then be factored in our decisions. As long as they sit outside the whole economic equation, we will not be able to find that balance, and so we need to factor these in. So this new research could change the way we do business and value things. But as with everything that is new, there is no previous example to follow. And this is where the risk comes in and from an investment perspective. We need to keep working through the challenges around how it will work in different countries and how we work out the value of carbon and biodiversity credits, since this is the main income stream that we're going to get from these investments. For a super fund like NGS, understanding this is extremely valuable as it helps us identify these opportunities early and also generate better investment returns for our members long term.
So that leads to the question about how do we apply this in an investment context? So could you give some examples?
The team is looking at people or investment managers basically who have good experience in trading carbon markets, so we can then better tap into these new areas. We have also been looking into natural capital investments, like basically planting new forests. We then need to look at these opportunities and how much money we think they would generate and compare these investment opportunities to other conventional asset classes that we already invest in. If it ticks all of the boxes, we may be having a totally new investment opportunity in natural capital, which is exciting, of course, and a clear example of how research can be turned into reality.
Thank you very much, Muhammad, for sharing all of that information. And I look forward to chatting with you further about other research projects that you've got underway. At NGS Super, we invest in many new technologies aimed at creating more sustainable tomorrow. But that's not all we do. We invest in emerging technologies relating to quantum mechanics, space, software, biotherapeutics, to name a few. These investments have the potential to solve some of the biggest challenges faced by humanity while also delivering attractive returns to our members. To understand these complex areas, we have a team of experts with backgrounds in engineering, science, and maths. That's why developing these skills at school and university are extremely valuable to society and can lead to rewarding careers. I wish you all the best of luck in your studies. I look forward to sharing more discussions with you and our colleagues and learn more about our investment process here at NGS.